guys, today we are going to use lines to do something really fun, and we're going to use those lines to actually make letters. Now we have spent some time working with Larry learning about the 5 different types of lines: are horizontal, curvy, zigzag, diagonal, and vertical. Today we're going to talk about how we use those lines to make letters, and then how we can add other lines to those letters to make pictures. Animals, people, buildings, or imaginary things. Let's get started.
So as I said, we are going to be starting with letters and then turning the letters into anything you guys want to turn them into. They could be animals, they could be people, they could be places, or they could be made up things. I put out some materials here because you guys can use any materials you want for this. You can use crayons, pencil, marker, anything at all. I'm going to put those off to the side. I'm going to use a black marker so you can see what I'm doing. So let's see, for my first one, I'm going to start with a letter Y. Oops. So I'm just going to make a big letter Y. And I'm going to think about what kind of lines I used. I used a zigzag line and a vertical line, and I want to think about what I could do with these lines and what I could turn it into. So I'm kind of seeing something over here with this diagonal line. Let's see what I can start to turn this into the head of an animal. Maybe I'll give my animal a smile and some eyes and a little nose over there. Maybe I'm going to use these diagonal lines and turn these into a horn. You can tell what kind of animal I'm going to be doing. Anybody have any ideas? I'm going to give my animal a body, give him a big body. And I'm going to have to use this line for something, so maybe I'll make some ears out of that line, and I'm gonna sort of connect those so it looks like my animal is all attached to itself. And now let's see, you guys tell what this is sort of starting to look like. Let's see, I'm gonna give him some tail and some legs, and I used my Y and made my Y into a unicorn. Now you can go, I could add patterns, I could add designs, I can add a background, I could always put a horizon line to look like my unicorn is walking somewhere. I could use crayons or markers and color it in. I could do anything we wanted with it. And I do one more just for fun. Let's take another letter. How about an S this time? That's a curvy line. So many things that we could do with a curvy line. I'm going to just make this one into something silly. Let's see what I'm turning this into. I don't know. I'm making this one up into an animal I've never seen. Gave him some sort of a bite. I think I'll give him a wing over there. He needs an eye. It's always good to give your animals some eyes. Makes them sort of look more awake. And give him a mouth with a smile. And this one looks almost like a sea creature. Give him some sort of a tail back there. I can put some stripes on his head. You can just add more and more details. You know, we love to add details in our artwork. The more details you add, it makes your creation look more interesting. I could do some polka dots over here because I love adding circles to things. Since he looks like he's swimming, maybe I'm going to put some water underneath them. Looks like he's riding on top of the waves. And then I could use my crayons or my markers or colored pencils or anything. You could use watercolor paints or paints if you have some at home. You guys could use any materials you want and have some fun. You can use the letters of your name or your favorite letters or the letters of somebody else's name and see what you guys can make. Have lots of fun, and this is a great project for making some beautiful oops, so don't be afraid to turn your beautiful oops into something fun and interesting. Send me your pictures if you can, and I will see you next week. Miss you all.